And we are so excited to be announcing this new community rollout and our new updates. It's unlike anything that we've ever seen in any other platform before, even like WordPress, which WordPress is so advanced, it's usually can do anything, but even these capabilities that we have here, we've learned how to make it so simple so that it's not like working in WordPress, because WordPress is incredibly confusing. But on the other hand, it can do just about as much as WordPress could do. So I'm going to go through a little bit. I came up with this page of all the new updates, and I'm going to show you exactly what the updates are. Okay, so first we have our circles. So this is our new feature that is, it's a LMS, which is a learning management system. You can do courses in here. You can do communities in here. You can do discussions. It's essentially a circle, a little community of whatever it is that you want to be. To set up your community, you can go over to your community tab, and then you can click create your first circle. We have a few different templates right now. We'll be continuing to make more, just depending on what kind of look that you want to start with, but you can edit it. So, if you start with one template, you can edit your circle to look like any of these. So I'm going to start with this very first circle here. And let's just say, let's call it my first circle. And so the circles function a lot like your page builder. So that's kind of how you should think about it, is like you have your pages here on the side, and then you have your page content over here, which you can drag and drop to your heart's content. This particular theme starts off with 5 different lessons, a community, and a discussion. So that's kind of the example of how you can put your course content right next to a community and discussion. You can remove your community and discussion if you just want it to be simply a course. There's all different kinds of things that you can do inside of here. One of our updates is the video editing, or the video upload option. So we have a couple different options. You can upload one video. You can do a video playlist. There's all different kinds of things that you can do inside of this circle. Each individual page can be set to have different access levels. So just like scrolling through the page settings right now, you can choose to have different access levels according to, is it open? Can anybody access it? Is it only for logged in members? Is it only for members of a group? Do they have to have payment required to access this specific lesson? So that is some of those settings there for the page. And then you can also drip your content. So that's another big launch that we're doing here, is that you can drip your content specific time after joining. So this would be, once they sign up for the course, they get this content 2 days later. And then you also have the dripped content option of after the completion of another page, then they get access to this lesson. And then you can also do it for a scheduled day and time. So, if you want to say on, May 30th, I want to launch this, new lesson, then you can schedule it out as well. You also have the option to track your content completion. So this little checkbox right here for every single lesson, they can check it off as like, yep, it's complete. And that's what unlocks those other dripped content, if that's the setting that you have for that. And then you kind of have some cool options in terms of this image here on the sidebar. You can do text only, you could do image, you could do icon. There's some stylistic factors inside of here that you can, change your the way this looks. Jennifer, do you think there's anything that I'm missing? Uh, if I go into the settings for the circle, there's some interesting things as well. You can choose to show circle members. You can choose to show a circle description. You can show tracking progress or decide to hide that. Um, and then your access level, this is where it gets pretty interesting. So you can have an open access level so that it's, anybody can access your content and your course and whatnot. It can also go for logged in members of a group. So this one is anybody who's logged in. This is like members of a group. You guys are very familiar with that in terms of how you have your community, like your memberships set up right now. And then payment required. So payment required is pretty cool because you don't have to go through the whole make a store product and then membership group and whatever whatnot. You can just say oh, it's $39 or it's $39 every single month.
I have a quick question. Within here, like within one circle, we can have all those different levels, correct? We can have the free, and then when you click on a certain section, it'll say you need to pay here, or this is for members only, and it can take them to purchase the membership. We can do literally anything we want.
Yeah. So going off of what Jen's saying right now, so if I say, okay, let's say this community is free, but once they get to, lesson 3 and so on in the community, they have to pay. So, I can say this entire circle access level is open. Enrollment's required because we want to collect their emails. And then but let's say like once they get to course 3, we'll go to the page settings and then we'll say the access level is payment required. So then we have to say, they have to pay $5 to access this content, or they have to join a specific membership to be able to access the rest of this content. So that's something pretty cool that you can do inside of this circle as well.
Insane. I'm so excited.
I know.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things we get requests for is to create a free community and then have paywalls within it.
Yeah.
And it's just not super easy. So this is amazing.
I know, and this really like unlocks, a lot of capabilities.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when we go to like community over here in discussion, I'm gonna kind of get into the community and discussion here shortly. But this there's all different kinds of community options that we have. We have like the typical Facebook group kind of community. This one specifically here is like a Discord, Slack, like chat channel. So you can do something like that. You can do different forum walls that are kind of like Reddit, or there's a lot of different community features that you have here.
And the great thing about this too is you guys can have a circle community for internal communications now. So you can get rid of Slack. You can get rid of all these external systems that you use because you can create a Slack channel inside of your system, one for employees, one for members, one for VIP guests, whatever it is, which is massive. And since we do not like Slack.
That's a really good point, Jen. I didn't even think about that. There's so many different. Yeah, you can just get rid of Slack. Bye, Slack.
Right? Like, I'm out. And you're all on the same website. So your employees log into one website, your VAs log into one website. It's there. They can see what they need to see to do their job, and they can chat you in the same place. It's just crazy. It's for both sides of the spectrum for me. That makes it exciting.
Yeah, I guess we should start our team chat in here too. Get it off of the old iMessage.
Nope. Never.
When I go here to the analytics, you get to see all different kinds of analytics. You get to see, yeah, who your new enrolled members. You're probably very used to this view, because this is the view that we've seen with funnels. So you get to see, all different kinds of analytics. You get to see your content of what your completion rate is for every single um, uh, course and all that. So there's all different kinds of analytics. I know that's a question that we get a lot as well. It's like, I want to email everyone who completed course 2. Well, now that's possible.
And I also think one thing that needs to be mentioned is you kind of have to throw out your old way of thinking when it comes to communities versus courses in other systems. On our system, you can have them all in the same place. So this is the LMS for you. This is the LMS builder and the community all in one, which makes it so easy to access and so easy to see what people are doing.
Another cool thing about, you know what, actually, before I go into that, let me go over here. So this is what, a course would look like in terms of if I had it locked down and I'm trying to go through each individual thing. I would have to click get access now, and then it's simply checkout will pop up, so that's kind of what that looks like there. We also have the option for you to list out your circles in a store-like format. So if you have multiple circles that you're doing, you can list them 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll show, like, if I'm a part of this circle, it won't say get access now. It'll just say, log in. So that's kind of cool too. Okay, so and then another cool part, this is probably what I'm most excited about, is that you can put these widgets anywhere. So if right now you have a membership that, whatever it is, and you want to just add a little community feature to your existing membership, we do have the widgets under at the very bottom under community that you can just drag and drop into any page. Some of you might have already seen this if you've been in the system lately, but you can just take it and you just drop it into here, and then now you have a little community, a little comment widget, or a little discussion forum. So that can pretty much go anywhere. You can even put it on a public page, like, I don't know, on your home page, saying like, please let us know what you think, something like that. And then again, for these, let me go over here so you can see how they work. We have the comment widget, the discussion widget, and the forum widget. So comment, this one is pretty much like, your Facebook stuff. Um, and then I can choose to reply to it and all that, like, all that.
Essentially just like Facebook.
Yeah.
Or
I can like the comment, whatever. The discussion, this again is like your Slack, your Discord. We can have a chat. And then again, same thing. And you can have different topics over here too. So, this one I'm commenting on our cat
I was going to say yes.
We can talk about that, or you can put different topics down there. And then you have your forum widget. So this is, more like Reddit. So we have a topic. Again, I can put something big here, like,
Our
I
cat's
put
taking
title here. The cats. The cat open up a crazy conspiracy theory website if that's something that you want to do. The options are limitless. You can also do polls and images and all that stuff. And I'm sure we're going to expand on, putting even more features in here. Like, I know Facebook. We're not going to go as crazy as Facebook because they're kind of crazy when you make a post. It's like, what are you feeling? What's your activity? Where are you at? I don't think we'll do all that, but
yeah,
we'll do some more. And if I go here over to the settings, I'm just going to kind of walk through the settings a little bit more. I know I'm going through all this stuff kind of a little bit fast, but each week, we're gonna continue to do these lives and kind of dive deeper into each individual feature. So this is the comment area. You can have the option of who can comment. You can choose to require approval on new comments. You choose to allow images, allow mentions, which is really cool. You can get your people interacting with each other. You can choose how many number of comments to display, and if you want to enable reactions. This settings is going to be pretty much the same as well. So you can change your, you know, the what am I trying to say here? This
The layout.
discussion, yeah, exactly, the layout. So you can have sidebar view, you can have a column view. That column view and this row view are very similar to the form widget down here. And if we can put in another topic here. You can also choose who can comment on certain things. Do you want all members or do you just want admins and moderators? So you can have like maybe a channel where it's like updates, but it only comes from the people on your team instead of anybody's allowed to post there. Cool. You can choose to do different colors and stuff. There's all different kinds of things that you can do. And then same thing with the form widget again, different view, different settings for each. Just play around with it, figure out what you like. Okay, the next feature is videos, and I did mention this a little bit before. So we now do have the ability to upload videos. You can still use the link, same old, but we also put in here for the ability to upload. And so, it's going to be like everything else. Upload a video, you're going to pick your video, it'll be here, and then we can place this in, and then you can upload it. There's a bunch of different options for the video. So remove controls, this would remove the play button, which is cool if you're doing a live webinar and you want to autoplay the video, or you just, you're doing one of those funnels. You can use a video loop as a thumbnail. So that would look cooler than, just having a thing. Let me find a better video. I don't know why there's Russian videos in our system.
And can people comment on the videos, or you would put a comment widget under?
You could do either, technically, but we do have comments built in. So we have the option to loop, pause video on lost focus. So when you click over to another tab, it'll pause automatically. Keep video aspect ratio, keep video title, video description, show comments, show manual watched, and then reactions and numbers of views. There's a few different things that you could do here. And this is what it'll look like on the live side of it. Oops, I'm in the wrong spot. This is cool. And it has a thing. And then now we have our comments down here. Marcus, watch. This is cool. Gotta hype yourself up,
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. And then down here we have video playlists. This is really cool as well. So it's very similar to the videos. You can add your video. I just already put a few in there right now. And then you can same things, video reactions, video comments, everything. And then you have the option to do it like this one's the video and sidebar, but you can also do a grid of videos, which is really cool. I think this might work for a lot of you. The way your memberships are laid out right now, it might be easy to just throw a video thing on there and they can mark it as watched and whatnot. You can also see here that this view is still at 1, and that's because I think I viewed it on the other, like when I viewed it in the video widget up at the top, and so it's counting that video as viewed as 1, and so now I can see it here as 1. So this video views will be tracked across your entire site.
That's amazing.
Okay, and then we do have one final announcement, and that is reviews that are for your products inside of your store. There are a few different settings. You can enable it. You can require approval on new reviews. You can choose who can reply, everybody. Require approval on new replies and allow images. So that is a few different options. Once you go to products, this is what it looks like on the front end. Is that our store is kind of ugly because we don't really use it, but it'll have a review widget down here, and then the reviews will show below. So it'll give you a summary up here about what the star rating is, and then the comments below. And of course, you can always disable this. You don't need to have reviews. I'm not.
And remember, if you're building a community now, you can reach out to us. You can book on the site, to get on Google Meet with us, to just chat in, and we can help you.
Yeah.